Welcome to the DDJ Appreciation Society. For over 12 weeks, the recognized symbol of excellence for the GOAT, General Manager. And more importantly, welcome back to another Reddit video. Rate this mashup, but ignore the name of the mashup. Chris Benoit and Hangman Adam Page mashup entitled Hanged Man. I'm so sorry. You have the ability to erase a wrestling moment from existence. What would it be? Ronda Rousey winning the SmackDown Women's Championship at Extreme Rules 2022. I'm still not over it. Although with that being said, for as bummed as I am about Liv Morgan losing the SmackDown Women's Championship 2 days away from day 100, last night on SmackDown she kicked the living shit out of Sonya Deville. It was awesome. She hit her with like this bicycle bro kick, and then she said, you know what, f it, I'm a hardy girl. And she went with a senton through the table. Yo, I don't care about Ronda Rousey. We don't even need that plastic Mickey Mouse championship anyway. Liv Morgan is gonna do bigger and better things. She's a movie star now, former SmackDown Women's Champion. She doesn't even need a title anymore. She is the feud. Your GOAT Ronda Rousey is out here streaming on YouTube, playing video games. My GOAT is becoming a hardy girl, okay? I won. Thoughts on this guy? I mean, I feel like you're kind of laying me up here to say this, but The Miz, he's awesome. And one thing that I've never mentioned in a Reddit video before, but when I was a kid, there were two things that my mum used to get annoyed at me for doing. One was saying awesome like The Miz all the time, and one was you know, I'm just gonna do it. Fella! I love me some Bianca Belair. You know, with all due respect to Montez Ford and everything, you know, I love Montez Ford. I think he's gonna be a big star, but with all due respect and looking respectfully, your wife fine as hell. You know, rumor has it that when Montez Ford is tweeting out God is good every single day, he's literally looking at Bianca Belair. Like, I'm not even just talking about attractiveness. That's one thing. She's fine. But in terms of in-ring ability, her character, her charisma, her theme song, her matches, she's just the best. I signed for tonight's SmackDown, Tribal Leaf Romaine Reigns. Trying out some new sports. Okay, we're out here in the old create a moveset arena with generic guy 1 and generic red pants. Oh, I love that move. I think it's on the Brandon Collins coin. It's so sick. The little backflip drop kick, and then another drop kick as well. That's sick. That was a nice little combo. Fun fact, the hidden Biggie NXT model from the most recent patch includes powder on his hands, which is a reference to his entrance from the time. Oh, don't worry, okay? I was there and I know. 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. I need to stop this. There was a bunch of things that were released for MyFACTION, unfortunately. I mean, there was like a retro Randy Orton in there. There was like an unfinished Tyler Black, early NXT, late FCW kind of thing. There was an early Sami Zayn. There was Liaki, aka Roman Reigns. There was this Big E. There was a gold standard Shelton Benjamin. Like, don't get me wrong. I know what I'm about to say is gonna sound idiotic as hell, but I understand why they are doing this with MyFACTION, but also why? Why are you hiding things that people clearly want to play with? They want to play your game, and you're hiding it behind MyFACTION, which is a mode that right now, don't get me wrong, next year I feel like they are going to gas it up and it's going to be a lot better and more people will play it next year. But right now in 2K22, there just isn't a lot of incentive to play MyFACTION. I understand that this is kind of what they're going for, trying to hide these things behind MyFACTIon, but at least if you want me to play MyFACTIon to unlock these attires, make them available in the base game as well. Don't just lock them behind MyFACTIon, because there's not a lot to MyFACTIon yet. Like, do you know what I mean? If you could only have one of the two, which match type would you like to have? War games or special referee? I mean, realistically, when you look at this image right here and then you look at this image right here, the answer is a little obvious. And so to answer your question, word to Mr. Regal, because I'm gonna say war games! What will they do with Dom now that Ray's moved to SmackDown? Will Judgment Day be on both shows now? If not, what will they do with Dominic? Can he keep the major heat with feuding with someone besides his dad? This man literally saw that his son was going through a rebellious phase after dating a bad bitch like Rhea Ripley or whatever that relationship is. You know what? I'm not getting paid enough to do this. I know I'm your parent, but I do not care. I'm gonna go enjoy my life somewhere else. I'm on SmackDown now. Peace. And not only that, but this man managed to secure himself an Intercontinental Championship opportunity against Gunther. Honestly, this is the biggest Rey Mysterio W I've ever seen. I can't help but applaud it. I'm very impressed. I'm proud of you, Rey. The Rock returned to challenge Roman Reigns for the Tribal Chief title, but instead got ambushed by the King himself. I don't even know what to say. What is going on here? What kind of... You know, let's move on. Whenever you get back to Raw GM mode, you should use your last trade on Roman Reigns. But yeah, I mean, sure, I'll go ahead, I'll trade for Roman Reigns whenever we go back to the Raw GM mode. I don't know when that's gonna be. But you can't take any more bullshit from your boss at work. You know what? That's so real. I want Triple H to bring back the most. Yes! Finally, someone agrees with me. The last thing I heard about Mauro Ranallo coming back to WWE is the fact that he doesn't really like traveling much, which is fair enough. And so he wouldn't really be able to come back to main roster. However, NXT. What was your guys' favorite match in 2016? Doesn't need to be in the photo, just some favorites of mine. I've actually gone on record before in saying that 2016 was my favorite wrestling year of all time. It also had a bit more of a personal thing to me because it was my final year in high school as well, so I was just graduating out. The vibes were good, it was great. NXT in 2016, like you had DIY versus The Revival, Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn might be my favorite, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe, and Bayley versus Asuka, that entire feud. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna say generally NXT TakeOver Dallas 2016, but a match from 2016 that doesn't get talked about nearly enough, American Alpha versus The Revival. Banger. Oh my god, and even the Kevin Owens is the Universal Champion match. Oh my god, what a year. The Survivor Series, yeah, it was all unreal. I'm sorry, I'm spending way too long on this post, but god, I love 2016. A young LA Knight with Kurt Angle. Oh my god, look at that spring chicken right there. Yeah, I'm no longer Max Dupree. Nana, I am LA Knight. Yeah. You're happy that Seth Rollins is champion again, but you find out we won't get Bobby Lashley versus Gunther at Survivor Series. Oh, I know. I wanted to see those big, meaty, juicy, sweaty men slapping me. And so unfortunately, we're not going to get that at Survivor Series, but with that being said, it is still War Games, and that is still awesome. But essentially, since I hit 20,000 subscribers, thank you by the way, I thought what better way than to celebrate it by live streaming soon. And so ahead of those live streams, which will be beginning shortly, we now have memberships. For example, if you become a DDJAS member at the bottom tier for 99p, then you get access to a bunch of loyalty badges, which will be next to your name in the comments and in the live chat for when I stream. You'll get access to a bunch of custom emojis to use in the comments and live chat. You get a shout out in every video description as a thank you, and you get access to a bunch of member only polls, which will influence videos I make and series I do. If you become a DDJAS mid-carder, you get access to everything in the previous tier, as well as photo and status updates for videos I'm working on and series that are upcoming, exclusive wallpapers, and early access to new content. And finally, if you become a DDJAS main eventer at the top tier, you will get everything I previously mentioned, but you will also get exclusive members only videos, which can feature things such as bonus GM mode content, bonus GM mode series, bonus MyCAREER universe and multiverse content, behind the scenes stuff, bonus Reddit videos, and reaction videos, and different things like that that are bonus content to the channel. If you were in charge, what would you do with Liv Morgan DDJ on SmackDown, and what do you think is next for her and her character after Extreme Rules? Well, first of all, I've got to state the obvious right here. This attire right here, this little Riddler attire, amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of already answered. After Extreme Rules, Liv simply becomes bigger than the Mickey Mouse Championship, which we never cared about anyway. Ronda, have fun. You couldn't beat Holly Holm, you couldn't beat Amanda Nunes, so you had to come here and win a Mickey Mouse Championship. Good for you, L. Now Liv Morgan is gonna literally become an Extreme Rule. It's amazing. And so yeah, shout out to Liv Morgan DDJ.